I'm Amber, and happy Pride Month. I forgot to say it in yesterday's video, and I felt that even though it's a day late, I'm wearing my rainbow shirt. We're gonna do it, we're gonna say it, we're gonna celebrate. Hi! My chair squeaking. But yeah, happy Pride Month, everyone. Today we are going to do a book review, and it's one that I'm really excited about. I don't know if you can see it right here. Do you see it? Ba-bam! Midnight Sun by Stephanie Myer. The highly anticipated, retelling of the story through Edward's point of view. I just finished it a couple of months back ago, and now we're doing a YouTube channel, and now I must talk about it with you. It dawned on me now that it might have been fitting to do a Pride-themed video with the shirt I have on, and that it's Pride Month. I do plan to do that, but I missed the opportunity to do it with this shirt. But I will do the video. Now, this book is everything I wanted and more. And I didn't even realize that I wanted it. I feel like there's all this stigma with Twilight, and I can handle it. I can understand why people feel that it can be cringy. I still love it. I still attended the anniversary showing of it. It will forever be in my heart. And I was one of those people that was so ready for Midnight Sun to come out and was so excited, and then it got leaked, and I was one of those people that read it. Not when it was first leaked. I waited some time because I was like, the scandal, oh my goodness, no, like I can't look at it. And then I looked at it once it was posted on her website, when she posted it, and I was so sad that it was not going to be coming out. And when quarantine hit and this beautiful thing came into our lives, it made me so very, very happy. And the thing I love about this book is that, obviously, it has now been some time since I have read Twilight. It has been some time since the movies have come out. I've grown up, you know. I think that Stephanie Myer did a great job of understanding that her audience is now significantly older. We are not the same teenagers that would have picked up this book back in the day. We have now grown, and of course there's going to be a couple of people who are new to the series, or a couple of people in their teens who might pick this up or are going to pick this up, and that's fine. But those who have been waiting to read this book are now in our 20s, and I think that she really took that into account when writing this book. This is a story of a vampire, and it is just like, Edward is he's a really dark person, and there's things in this that we didn't get in the books. Like, there's stuff that I don't even think he mentioned to Bella, maybe he will later on, that he brings up in this book, and we're just like, wait, that happened? Like, what? Okay, we never knew about that. Or maybe it's not important to tell her. I mean, there's a lot of things in here that I would have told her, but you do you, Edward. I think, yeah, that Stephanie Meyer really, really took that into consideration, that we are now older and we like to read something that's just a little bit heavier. There are things that you just didn't really expect from Edward. I mean, there were moments like in New Moon when he started yelling, like, that I was like, okay, dude has anger issues. And then, like, now looking back at, like, Eclipse, I'm like, dude has control issues. But then, like, that's the thing with Twilight. It's like, he's very controlling, and it's like, yes, but he figures it out, and it's Edward. I feel like if this had been released back then, it would have been written very differently, and in it being written in today's world with all the things going on, and I think I always end up going back to, like, what is happening in today's world, but we gotta keep that in consideration. It's kind of questionable, but then I think if he didn't seem redeemable enough to you, or you didn't understand him enough in the other books, you really get to understand him here, and I think that's important, and I think it was very smart of Stephanie Meyer, but, like, she really took that in consideration as well, is that she is releasing this book in this world, not in the world before, and there are certain things that maybe we could clear up for the audience and explain a little bit more, and I really appreciated that. But also, this book is about a vampire. Like, it's not set in the real world, so there's a lot of dark things that he goes through mentally that we need to understand. Like, for the first 3 chapters, he just was fantasizing about eating Bella. Like, drinking and draining her blood, and then what would he do with the body? How would he do it? He was like, it was like watching a murderer plan out their murder. And it was so captivatingly interesting, but at the same time, you were just like, what on earth am I reading? And this is Edward that I'm reading about. Like, and then, like, all the other vampires were kind of just cool with it. And Alice was, I guess, the most cool with it. And it was just so surprising. I'm like, but doesn't she become your best friend eventually? And then when she does figure that out, it's like, Edward, don't eat her. She's going to be my best friend. And I'm like, girl, like, the vampires are complex. Much more complex than I really understood in the other novels. I mean, maybe it was because I was younger, but I don't remember them being so, like, alright, she's gonna die? She's gonna die, like, you know? I mean, they were preoccupied with keeping their secret, but then they were also preoccupied with, like, well, if she does die, this is what will happen, and this is what will happen, so you would need to do this. And I'm like, when we reached Eclipse, I was okay with Rosalie. And then in this book, it made me kind of question her intentions. I mean, I gotta keep in mind that this is only the first book, and she obviously grows. All these characters end up growing. But, like, she is more self-centered than I remember her. I mean, I guess they portrayed that a lot in the movies, but, like, right off the bat when Edward is, like, reading her thoughts, it's like she's looking in the silverware at her reflection. I'm like, I don't remember her being this self-centered and, like, this full of herself. And then apparently she's jealous of Bella. Not, well, it's revealed later, but, like, she at first and also is jealous of Bella because Edward finds her attractive and wasn't attracted to her, which kind of makes me feel like, I don't know, it makes you feel a certain type of way. He didn't choose you, and you were kind of upset about that, but you have Emmett, and you were happy with Emmett. You've been happy with Emmett. And then, of course, we find out later that she was jealous that she got to be human. Alice, who is, like, my favorite character, like, again, like I mentioned before, there were moments where I'm just like, no, girl, no, but you gotta love Alice. Eventually, I started liking her all over again. She's hilarious in this book. And everyone is pessimistic in such a funny and vampire-y way. They are closer than I realized. I didn't really see how close they were until maybe, like, the last 2 books. So it's nice to see how close, especially Edward and Emmett are. He really respects Edward and is like, you want to do that? Okay, like, I got you. You need this? I got you. You don't want me to feel this way? You want me to help you out with Rose? Like, I got you. Just, like, I appreciated him a lot more, and I didn't really think I would feel that way about him. And then I saw a different side of Jasper as well. I think in Eclipse, they tried very much to show, like, how his background makes him, like, the most gruesome and, like, more of a killing machine of all the vampires. But they didn't really get me. Like, Eclipse is my least favorite of all the books. And then in this one, he's just, like, once Bella knows about the secret, he's like, we're gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her. And I'm just like, okay. And we get more information about his abilities, and he's just a lot stronger than I realized. Like, he literally can control how people see you. Like, he can control people's emotions so much that, like, he can alter their view of another person. And he can, like, there's one scene where, like, they're in the baseball field and Edward notices how Jasper is making everyone notice Emmett more and notice him less. And I just think that ability would, like, if he had used it to that extent in that moment, I think that it could have been utilized more in the books. Like, we could have used that, like, maybe towards the end, don't you think, buddy? So yeah, this book really made me see characters just through different lenses. And it's not that, like, I hate certain ones now. I just, you become more aware of where they were at this point in time, and then you see certain aspects of them maybe a little bit differently, and it makes you wonder. Like, I kind of want, like, more of this, because it makes you wonder, okay, what happened with this? Because right now I'm only focusing on this, even though I know there's more books. But, like, how did you grow into this? Or did you even, like, forget about this? That's one thing that, like, kind of frustrates me. But again, it's book one. And I think Stephanie Myer did a great job. She didn't hesitate to really put forth, this is who they are. They are going to speak their mind. They are very blunt. They are, it's from Edward's point of view, so you really get to see them more. And I think she took that opportunity to her advantage, and also kind of, like, poked a little bit at the idea that, yes, Edward is this. Yes, Bella can be viewed as this. Yes, this, and that. But there's so much more to this than you realize. She portrays Bella in a way, because we're viewing it from Edward's perspective, and in his eyes, Bella, like, you look at her, and you're just like, girl, you crazy. Like, I don't understand you. So we view it through Edward's eyes as, like, we are very confused as to why you are acting this way. But then when you go back and you read Twilight, like, you get her point of view, and it's different. And obviously, again, like, you read those books and they were geared towards a different age group, and maybe Stephanie didn't explore as much of Bella as she wanted to, or didn't really get to do so. And maybe now that she's had some time, she's able to express her characters to the fullest. And she really did that with this book. Like I said, there are things in this book that I really wish we had known. Like, apparently, like, Renee's thoughts are just very loud, and Charlie's are more subdued. Like, you only get bits and pieces, and he's more, like, expression in the face. And Edward notices that, and he's like, oh, maybe it's, like, a genetic thing. And I'm like, it's a genetic, like, we would have liked to know that, sir. And then also when Bella was over in Port Angeles and she encountered that one guy, and Edward saves her, then Edward goes to Carlisle, and he's, like, really angry, and he wants to go back, and he's like, you gotta help me. I want to, like, do something about this, but I don't want to go about it, like, my way, because then he's gonna die. And, like, Carlisle's like, okay, like, I'll help you. Like, Carlisle is such a loving father. And so what they do is they end up, like, taking him, like, I guess he looks into his records, and they take him, like, halfway across the country because he's, like, a wanted person, and then he gets put in jail, and then Edward's like, okay, that's the justice I need. And I'm like, I would have liked to know these things. And there's so many more things about, like, just the vampire culture and everything. I can't remember everything for the life of me. And then it probably will just hit me later. But, like, there are just so many things in this book that I really wish they had included in the later books. And that's another thing where I think Stephanie Myer did a brilliant job of really just telling us everything. But then it kind of makes us wonder, like, why didn't you do it before? Like, but okay, it's fine. You're giving it to us now. It's fine. And, like, Edward, like, doesn't, there's all this, Edward overthinks a lot, and it's a lot, it's very frustrating. And I think that in the end, he just reaches a point where he's just like, I really love her, but I think it's better if I don't be with her, but I can't separate myself from her. And so, a thing that really got to me, and I was reading about it on an article, that he agrees to stay with Bella as long as he like needs her to like take care of her, um, with her broken leg and everything. As long as she's well and healed and safe, then he's gonna stay with her, which makes sense now. Why in New Moon he's just like, I'm gone, goodbye. I mean, it made sense as well, but like it ends up being more of a sad ending for this book. And then you have to remember that this is only the first book. There's more. They live happily ever after. Everything is okay. But I think, yeah, like there's just a lot of things that I really liked. Edward really likes Jacob. When he first meets him, he actually like is picturing him and Bella together, and it just, there's so many moments where I'm like, that would have been very interesting to know, and I'm glad I know now. And I liked how in the books, there was a lot of like scenes where Edward would read Alice's mind while she was having the vision. They would talk to each other like that, and we got to see that play out. And I thought that was just, it was complicated, but it was so beautiful watching that happen as he read her mind. She's having the vision, and this is what this is, and it's like it's actually already happening, but it hasn't happened yet. And I'm like, whoa. And there's so much more that happens with Edward, because obviously he was apart from Bella at certain points, and there was the big time that they were apart during the whole chase scene, and he stole a car, and like I think that was mentioned though, and then like but they were like racing to get to the ballet studio, and then they took another car, and it was just like this person was thinking this, and like you heard other people's thoughts too. Well, you read other people's thoughts too, and it was just like there was so much more. It was like a scene of the Fast and the Furious in that one like chapter, and I was just like, this is a lot of information to process, because we didn't get to see any of this stuff. So I would love to have more, but I'm happy to have what we have right here. And I think it really made me appreciate the characters even more. It made me love Edward even more, because there was moments in the books where I was just kind of like, Team Jacob. But like, obviously we all love Edward, unless you don't. So I think that's all I really have to say. I think. Obviously, like, I had a lot more thoughts about this, but I did read it a while ago, and I did want to do this book review. And I'm just happy that I can now add this to my shelf, and I finally have it. And if Stephanie Myer wants to write any more about the Twilight universe, or anything more from Edward's point of view, please send it my way. I am going to read the short Second Life of Bree Tanner soon. I have not read that, and I know it's like included in the collection, but I have not read that yet, and I hear that is also very good. So yeah, that is my book review for today. If I feel the need to make another Twilight video, and just maybe spill more of my thoughts on this, I will do so. Yeah, I think that's it. It's been a very busy day. I was gonna attend the Better Together live show earlier, but I missed it. So I'm hoping to attend the one on Saturday. And you guys should totally go and check that out and order that book. I did my Again But Better, sorry, they have similar titles, book review yesterday, and that is up on my channel if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!